Hey guys, it's the Revenge Body with Khloé Kardashian season finale. We have someone who is typecast and a little camera shy. Stay tuned to find out more.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, welcome to Revenge Body with Khloé Kardashian. It's Michelle Madison, and I'm here joined with my lovely co-host for the evening.
Yes, hi guys, it's Heather Yerrid. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Heather Yerrid. I promise I will not be busting out my vocals tonight, even though I'm tempted with this opera music.
But you got a wicked jump shot though, girl. And I'm Michelle Madison. You can find me on Instagram at Michelle_Madison TV and also on Twitter at MICH_Madison TV. What you're listening to is a little opera because we got a little classy tonight on tonight's Revenge Body. The season finale. Dun, 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 dun.
I can't believe it's already here.
I can't believe it either.
Yes.
It kind of went by pretty quick.
It did. And the show lived up to every expectation that I had. We got to finally see, and I'm sure you'll talk about it, it was focusing on the mental aspect. Like we got more mind, body, spirit, not just food, not just physical. So I loved that.
Yes, I love the holistic approach, and I learned a lot. I love that every week I learned something, especially with food, because like a lot of people, I have my food issues, and I love that Latrell told us, you know, sugars, it's like more addictive than cocaine. Which I never knew.
Yeah, I only knew that love was more addictive. Actually, like anger and fear in relationships is more addictive than cocaine. I've never heard the sugar aspect, but seeing Angelica's response with the doctor and that withdrawal, it is kind of like the caffeine with coffee. So that was surprising, but I am a sweets person. Like I have to have sweets.
Not as much as Angelica, because when she said her, I was like, girl, you are literally diabetes like on a string.
Yeah, I know that resonated with you.
Yeah, because I have a sweet tooth like nobody's business. But also she said that sugar also impacts your skin as far as, you know, I guess how oily you could be and
breakouts.
The breakout. So I was like, oh shoot, because you know I already sweat like I'm cooking chicken on my face. So I was like, I am so gonna put this soda down that I am drinking during watching this show.
Always, you're always so motivated by this show. You want to go to the gym. You want to stop drinking.
I did, and you know the scene where she had her cup. Well, we'll get into that because I'm sorry, guys. So real quick, I have ADD, ADHD a little bit. So as you can see, it's just Heather and I tonight. Dakota and Rachel are going. Well, they're probably at the watch party with the Revenge Body cast. So make sure you hit them up on social media and see what they're behind the scenes, a little inside information is. So for tonight, you're gonna get the terrible two. So as you can see, Heather is a more organized one, and I'm just, you know, here kicking it. So we may talk around in circles, and Heather will wrangle me in. So like I was saying before, so Angelica's trainer, which is celebrity trainer Latrell, Keita Williams. Hey girl, I saw you. She's a celebrity publicist. She's who's working with Latrell.
Before? She was on intro.
That was her. And I was like, look at Keita getting it on. So yeah, when they did the food swap, and like I saw everything that was in Angelica's bag. That used to be me like years ago because I suffer from really bad migraines. So my migraines forced me to start eating better because I have all three triggers, which is dietary, hormonal, and stress.
So what did you have to change in your diet?
So basically everything processed. So I can't eat, if it doesn't die in a few days, I can't eat it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, like I'm like involuntarily eating healthy.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all I say.
Are you ever pleased? I feel like food is is like a pleasurable thing to experience unless you're forcing yourself to eat stuff that you don't like and you don't want. But are you even enjoying it yet? How long has it been?
No, I've been eating this way for like 10 years now.
Okay.
So, but it really wasn't that hard because I grew up spoiled. Like my mother made me like a meal from scratch 3 times a day. So I was kind of used to that. But it was just getting out a lot of those processed foods, like anything that has nitrates and nitrites. If it does, like I said, if it doesn't die, if I can buy it on a shelf, I pretty much don't eat it, with the exception of cereal here and there.
I feel like her meal, like what she was eating, Angelica, it looked normal. Like to me, at least, it's definitely. I mean, my fridge is worse, especially right now with the way things are. I eat like lebni, which is Lebanese yogurt, cucumbers, and cheese, and some Triscuits. Like that's all I can really eat right now.
I can't take cheese out of my diet or bread. It's just about moderation.
Oh, so
and then, like you said, I still eat it, of course. I would literally just put me in a coffin if I can't eat cheese and bread and chocolate. Are you kidding me? That's life.
It's my favorite.
But it's about moderations.
Yes.
And of course, you know, when to introduce it back into your diet, and I eat dark chocolate. That's
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You know what else I loved about this episode? We got to see Latrell's personality.
Yeah.
She got the short end of the stick.
The last time.
Yeah, with whomever. I forget the young
With
lady's name, but we don't even, she's not,
instant
sorry.
celebrity.
Yeah, it's not worth our energy, no offense. But we got to see an immediate, like, attraction and connection between these two. Because she said it reminded her of her sister or cousin. Do you remember?
She's her family back home.
Loved
because
it.
Angelica's from the South. She's from South Carolina, I believe it is.
Yes.
And yes,
It was
Southern
instant.
people, and those people, we just love to eat.
Yeah, of course, and that was very refreshing because I always knew that Latrell was a good trainer. You can tell she trains men, so I hate to be biased, but at the end of the day, a woman who's training men, in my opinion, that means that she's really, really good because the physique of men are much different,
and men tend to be a little bit more discriminatory towards who's, you know,
and so
I
the
get your
fact
point.
that she was going through and taking her seriously and really engaged with her, that was refreshing to see. I think that was a great way to end it because that shows the dynamic between someone who's hardcore versus someone who's not ready and how good it can gel together and be. I thought that was nice.
And
to
their
see
personalities, I think, were different, but they got each other. Totally. Angelica was similar to the one who wanted to be famous overnight, in that she's playful, but she was playfully different. She was playful and she was there. Yeah, she was very respectful. She was playful, but she was there for a goal.
Absolutely.
And just to kind of get a little backstory, so Angelica is from South Carolina. She said that she got into a relationship. She started eating more, you know, the happy eating, you know, when you Netflix and chill, boot up.
and then her dad passed, right?
Unfortunately, her father passed, which was a bitter moment. Well, I should say it's a bad thing to happen, but it jump started her, this energy in her. Yeah. So she took a one-way flight, came to LA to pursue her career as an opera singer. And I was surprised. So I was actually very surprised because I don't know about you, but when I was in journalism school, we took a semester just on our vocals and you know, taking care of
voice
it.
and fluctuations.
Yes, and they told us we should be doing cardio at least once a week because it helps us with speaking and, you know, keeping our breaths much longer. And I'm thinking, you know, singers are the same thing. So I was surprised when she said she doesn't work out. And she's an opera singer.
And she's phenomenal. I mean, the song that we opened with is the classic from Pretty Woman. And that, she sounded, I don't know why, but I always think opera singers are older.
Yeah.
For no reason.
It's a very mature thing.
Yes. And she just, I got chills every single time she sang. And it was just amazing. So I agree with you. Surprised that she was able to hold her breath that long without working out. Because the first part of that workout, she was dying.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was 2 seconds in, she
Sweetie,
was
I
dying.
felt you. I was like, that would have been me too. I'd have been like, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Yeah. But Latrell was like,
Yeah, she was receptive. It was good. She was empowering. She ran her up the mountain, if you want, in so many words. What did you think of the family dynamic? So what Angelica, with the angelic voice, what she was experiencing from her mom and her grandmother?
It's another classic case of, in my opinion, tough love. The people around us, they tend to be partly our worst critics, and the things that they're saying it thinking that they're motivating you, but they're actually tearing you down. And I don't think it was intentional. Even towards the end, when her grandmother had made a comment, I was like, "Oh Jesus!"
Again, right?
You know, yeah, she's coming along.
In the video
But
that she was showing the
that-
trial, or face to face? Because I can't remember. I do remember that video of what you're referring to.
Yes,
Okay.
the video, I was like, not funny. So I was with Latrell on that. I was like, no, this is not cute and funny. But maybe just like with Angelica, Ashley, where she said laughing is her defense mechanism. And I think Angelica, to some extent, maybe laughing and making fun of something, it's partly her defense mechanism. She didn't say it, but I'm assuming that's probably how she's dealt with it over the years.
Totally, I agree with that.
But and the thing is, her body type, from what we see at the end of the reveal, it's just like the other women in her family.
Exactly.
They literally have the same body type.
Yes, 110%.
So I was like, is it projection?
I think it would be projection.
Which is what we usually always see.
Yes, for sure. And again, like you said, that tough love. There's always that, when you are overweight to a certain degree, whether it's a lot or a little, or if you don't like something about your body, the way that you neutralize that thought is by just kind of receiving it and owning, I'm never going to be able to change. And Latrell said that. I believe Angelica is where she is because everyone around her has just bought into the fact that she's a big girl. She's going to be bigger forever. Yeah. So it was that type of that is how she is, which is a form of projection. So you were on point like that with that 100%. What did she start out with? 212, right?
I know she was just over 2, and she was obese. Both of them, which I was, in my opinion, I was surprised. I was like, that's obese.
Why were you surprised?
Because I guess I think it's also a cultural thing. So let me say that because you guys know I'm pretty honest. Okay, so a lot of these, you know, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor. I'm just
You
Michelle.
speak your truth, girl.
I know that they go by these statistics of where you're supposed to be for your height and for your weight and your age.
To get your BMI.
Yes. I think we also need to add a cultural perspective to it, because what we think is healthy for the European look is not what we think of it for like the African American or Latino. Like, it's just not the same. And just looking at these two women, I personally don't feel like they were obese. I know I saw something on Instagram a while back. It was a photo that has this women with the same weight, different height, just different body types, and for one they look great, another one they may be seemed obese. So it just kind of goes to me that you can't, it's not cookie cutter, but I get it. So like I said, I'm not a scientist, so who am I? But I just
wait. So do you think this is actually a cool thing? Wow, I wonder if this exists, because I'm an ideas person and maybe I'm gonna try. Yes. So what I hear you saying is you understand that they're doing height, that they're doing weight, which is the BMI percentage, but you think it would be ideal if there was something where it's like, okay, this is for Hispanic, this is for African American, this is for Middle Eastern, this is for Caucasian. So all of the different cultural backgrounds, and apply that BMI percentage and what that's like with them. Because Michelle, innovator.
And Heather, you picked up on it because, okay, so I know we're kind of going off tangent. I say that because I
love it.
Our body types are different.
Oh yeah,
we know genetically our body types tend to be different. Not like we're genetically different, but for a lot of times, you know, we tend to be a little bit more, you know.
Well, blood type influences that as well.
Yeah.
Blood type, so I totally agree with you.
We tend to be a little different. So I don't think that, you know, you could have just one cookie cutter for all women. And in women's bodies, we're just different. We have fat for different reasons. You know, the little pooch on your tummy, that's supposed to be for when you have a baby, to keep the baby warm. I got the pooch. I don't have no baby. But I'm just saying.
For years that I thought.
I'm just saying. So back to the topic at hand.
Yes.
So yeah, when they did that, I was kind of surprised. But you know what? Both women, I feel like they received that information very well.
Agreed.
They had their moment. I think it's kind of, sometimes you have to just see something, even though you know it or you feel it, but seeing it and having someone on the outside who's neutral bring it to you,
it's
brings a different level.
Both of them were shocked with the numbers.
I was too, because I wouldn't have given them those numbers.
Really?
I would have given them more on, but you're more of like into the health stuff.
I mean, I guess, people, because I'm a coach, like, but I do all mental, like mindset stuff. I'm not training and exercise. I mean, I do things myself, but I could tell from where they were holding their weight. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Okay. I do think that made sense from where they were. But again, to bring it to that mental, I love that Latrell, if you say something and speak badly about yourself, I'm gonna make you do what you don't like. And then also with Lacey, when we get to Ash, she said the same thing. Like, this is a 3-part. This is physical, this is, and then she did the cycling, and then she gets mental. What are you telling yourself? Who's blocking you? So that to me is crazy as some people think I am. I don't care what you eat, and I don't care what you do in the gym. If every day you're waking up and seeing fat, you're going to maintain being fat. If every day you wake up and you don't think you're capable of doing it, it's not going to change. It's like me. I don't want to go to the gym right now. I mean, I'm sure I would love to every day, but some people are that, and I say this with love.
Yeah. They're dedicated.
Vanity. No, and I think of it as vanity. So I'm like, if I ask people, what's your flow, right? They're like, oh, I go to the gym. Well, that's because you like how you look naked or how you look in the mirror. That's okay. I always joke. I'm like, I wish I cared about my vanity that much, like that I wanted to go to. I mean, look, this face. This is good right here. So I'm good with that. But yeah, honestly,
I just thought about it. I was like, maybe I need to get more vain.
Or because you think that you are that beautiful. Like, you do believe in your heart that you're beautiful and you own who you are, which you've always spoken like that since the first time I met you. And that's okay. But if people's mind isn't right, we've said it over and over on these shows for the last 3 times, thank God, it's not going to work. Yeah. And both of these trainers pushed on that, which I loved.
I feel like these trainers are like your therapists too.
They are. They should be. They should be trained in some sort of thing like that.
I could see why they are where they are, because I feel it when they're talking to them. So speaking of family dynamics, Ashley.
Yes.
She also situation with her relationship with her mom and her sister, which we saw before, as far as feeling that she's kind of on the outside of things.
Yes, inadequate. She even used the words punching bag. Yeah. That she felt like a punching bag for her and her sister, who her sister was smaller, and she felt like they got along better.
Her mom and her sister.
I do want to say I am intrigued, this whole mother-daughter dynamic. I too grew up with this mentality like, oh, everybody, has this great relationship with their mother, but half of these, I think it's been half. Half has been a family person and half has been relationship.
Yeah.
And of the half, it's been the mom and it's been that dynamic that's not perfect. Leave it to Beaver. I think that's normal here.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. I don't think anyone's relationship is perfect. But like you, I always thought that everyone's moms were their best friends and they were their biggest cheerleaders. So my heart always goes out when I hear these things because I didn't have that growing up. It was like we were talking about before. You were a basketball player, and I was like, my mom would have loved you. She was like, yeah, I'm sure you're gonna be an Olympian and Miss America. And I'm like, okay.
You're like maybe Miss America, but
yeah, I didn't do nothing compared to that. But they still supported me. I never really had that. So when I hear
like
and
Ashley
see,
took it so crazy.
When I see Angelica and Ashley going through that, my heart kind of breaks. I'm like, oh my gosh, like what would I have done had I grown up with that? Would I be the person I am today? And I feel like to me they're even stronger because they grew up with this 100%. And look at where they are still.
If you if you internalize it properly, you will be more resilient than anyone else. I mean, she owned the fact she was an introvert. It really was almost I'm going to say simple, but I mean that in like a good way. It was a simple story. It was your classic. She was an introvert. Yeah. She read a lot. She was not as social. I mean, her mother's beautiful. So I feel I know what that is. It's that desire to
want more for your child.
To want, because my mom and my sister's dynamic was kind of similar for a little bit, and it was that like, I know you're beautiful. I want the world to see how beautiful you are, and that, like you said, that push, that was tough love, not being aware of the damage that you're doing. Yeah. So she ate. She ate to supplement for not feeling loved by her mom, and she got bigger. She was a virgin too, which I thought was amazing.
And I was like, Ashley,
I loved it.
You were me like a couple years ago. I was like, I love to read, and I was a virgin for a long time. So
wait, you were a virgin until 2 years ago?
No. I
didn't think that.
Somewhere in my 20s. But I'm saying the fact that she was saying she was, she read so much, and I was thinking to myself, like, okay, girl, when you get your revenge body, I want you to be like an bomb author and be like a millionaire or something.
She will.
Like I was just seeing this in my head for her, like a J.K. Rowling situation. I'm like, and she's gonna get snatched. Yes.
Yes. And her picture looked amazing.
Yes.
Lacey's approach, I don't know if this is the exact terminology for it, but we saw two types of more circuit training. So Ashley's was the circuit training, and with that, it was
circuit training?
So circuit training is like where you lean into the cardio, where there's a piece of cardio, there's a piece of this resistance. So we saw Angelica also. I loved that she wasn't using weights; she was using her own body resistance.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's that like rotating it, do it over, which Lacey focused on, which again was more inches oriented, because both of the women lost weight, but it was more of the inches that they lost in their body that really made the difference. And again, I saw two traditional types of training, which was again the circuit training and then the food. Small meals 6 times a day, getting your mind right and focusing. The only thing I loved, what did you think of Lacey's approach of her coming to the punching bag and beating it up and like yelling at her enemies?
I think it's awesome. I think it's that's what I need for road rage. Okay, if I could get that on the road, that'd be great. I think that's healthy.
Yes.
Because what you're doing is you're releasing that energy, that negative frustration onto something without it being a person, and then you go to jail. So that is smart. And I think there's something about when you're angry, the adrenaline, you use more energy. So like you were saying about resistance, you tend to go at it even more. Like same thing with pole dancing. I tell people I swear by that workout. Yeah. Like there's something about once you start working on that pole, okay, that sounds really bad. But your energy, the adrenaline, like you put more out, and then I think you get more out of the workout. So I actually love her doing that, and I hope she's still doing it if she has any of that frustration. But
it looks like she's getting her frustration out in general. Yes. That picture was amazing.
Yeah.
At the end where she was posing, and the hair and makeup. Like as much as I hate to admit it, like I never did hardcore. I say hardcore makeup as in like contouring and everything until I got here. They always say Heather got LA'd, like Heather got laid.
Too funny.
Yeah, and it was just it does change everything, and we really see that resonate with Ashley. That hair and her makeup completely changed her persona, who she was and how she was. And even from when she was trying on the clothes, because when she was trying on the clothes, she looked a little nervous. She had the see-through, the black one piece, which I think I bought and returned just recently, or I hope I still have it, because
I'm just glad
it covers
that
right
back.
here. Yeah, it covers right here, and then the white skirt was amazing. And that
I think they were like plazo pants.
Oh,
they're retro.
Were they?
Yeah, they're pants.
Oh, those are back? Plazo pants?
Exactly.
Oh, that's good. I haven't seen those in a few years.
I like the high-waisted one from back in the Clueless days, because it makes my waist and my pooch go away. But she looked great. She did.
Yes.
But I think for me, I I was a late bloomer for makeup. I think I wore makeup prom night. My mother was so happy. I was like, okay. But yeah, that was the first time.
I would never have thought that.
Oh yeah, catch me outside. Catch me outside. And I may have my eyebrows penciled in. And thankfully I did, because I just saw Steven Tyler at the grocery store.
Oh, yay for
And I was
you.
like, thankfully I had my eyebrows penciled in.
Did you say hi to him?
I took a selfie, boo. What are you talking about? I was like, Mr. Tyler, you're Errol Smith. We're going to do this. But the confidence that she gained from the workouts, I feel like that's what brought out the hair and makeup. I know it sounds cliche, but that's when I feel like you have really come into your own confident-wise. Like when you are confident in yourself, and then you add those outer vanity layers like you were talking about, that's when you're like, yes, I've arrived.
Yeah, and you're ready for that attention.
Has.
Yes, I loved it. And I thought that the very, very sincere, her mother at first, when she approached her mom, you made me feel like this and this. I was like, uh-oh, the mom's going to get that face where she has to put on the party face, where she's like, I'm sorry, but it was so sincere. She said it three times. And then her baby sister.
No,
response.
When they walked in while she was doing the photo shoot, they all lost it.
Yeah, cried.
They That's when you know.
I cried. You cried.
Was I was like, my mascara. That's when you know there's love, because every single one of them cried. And it was like they were happy for her. And I think part of the tough love kind of thing too is protecting your loved one from the world, because they know the comments and the way people treat them. Because like Ashley had mentioned, she was punching the bag because of the guys are being mean to her. And I was like, those bastards. I wish I knew who they were. So she was like letting it all out. And I'm just thinking, when they walked in and they just started crying, I was like, oh, they just wanted to protect her. Didn't do it with the best words.
Right.
But you just saw that. And
absolutely. And her baby sister, I didn't love myself. I didn't love myself, so I was projecting on you.
As soon as she said that, we looked at each other and I was like, see, projection. Bullies, when people are mean to you, there's a saying that says, be gentle with someone, because you never know what battles they're fighting. And a lot of times people do mean things to other people because of what they have going on inside of themselves. It's usually never about the other person. It's really about the person who is spewing the not so nice stuff.
The poison.
There you go.
Yeah, the poison. And it's about taking things personal, like not taking it personal, and being able to separate, like you just said, what's on them versus what's on you, literally, and what's going on. I think overall this entire season surprised me again. I wasn't really sure what to expect.
Yeah.
I still think Khloé being engaged more in the workouts. I was expecting a little bit more of that, but I liked seeing every outfit she had on. Every time there was a different person come in.
I did too. I guess this episode, I feel like this episode went by a little bit too fast for me. I feel like I didn't get aside from those snippet parts, I feel like there were some stories in between that we didn't get that I feel like we're missing. Maybe it got lost on the editing floor with cutting.
Was the last one that we watched one person?
Yes.
I think that's probably what's going on with us,
what it
too.
is?
Maybe we're having that moment where we got to get to know a whole story, and then it broke into two again.
It was like dating. It's like dating two people at the same time.
Yes. Well, I don't do that.
I know, but I did it for 2 weeks, and I was like, this isn't for me.
How do men do it? Sorry, we're going to digress. Don't get me on relationships,
we digress around here.
Yeah.
I did it for 2 weeks because my friend's like, you're supposed to date a lot of people. And I'm like, okay. I did it, and I was like, I can't remember stories. It's too much.
Yeah.
But in any event, maybe that's what it is. Yes. Because I felt last week I was so vested and connected, and I made the comment, I'm surprised that wasn't the first episode. And then this one, we had these two young ladies, beautiful young ladies, and I thought their stories were both, they made me cry. But I was just like, something is missing. Like, there's parts of
it's that empathy. It's that empathy.
Yes, there's
the story
to
elicit the empathic and compassionate feeling inside of you. Because we got a lot of surface. Yeah, we got a lot of surface. We got what they wanted to lose, who their trainer was, what their family said to them, what their day job was, and then breaks and moments of the workout, then the close, then the reveal.
Okay. Yeah. It was I was just like, I wanted something.
Yes.
But I was emotional, so I guess that heartstring part of it, played, that happened.
Big time. I think that had to do with Angelica's angelic voice, too.
And speaking of Angelica, I just wanted to say, Angelica, your last workout with Latrell, I loved your hair. Her hair was all natural. She was giving me all Diana Ross, and I was like, I just loved it all natural. It was so pretty. And she was so gorgeous. They both were gorgeous at their reveals. They both had different looks. When she came out, with her Billie Holiday look is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
And I was like,
say
oh
what
my
decade
gosh.
that would be. I loved it.
Because it was a homage to old Hollywood. And as soon as the curtains opened up, and her mother, grandmothers, aunts, cousins saw her, they was like, oh my gosh, there was tears. I mean,
what a good looking family too. The grandmother's glasses. I loved her glasses.
Black don't crack, because boy, I tell you.
Oh, was that what you were saying last? No, someone else was saying that. Was it you last time?
I say a lot of things. But their skin and their bone structure, I was like, oh my gosh, people pay a lot of money for that.
I mean,
but they were just like,
yes, perfection.
You guys are beautiful.
Sunglasses, skin, everything. I was like,
nice. And then grandma made the comment, you were last, and then you're this. That's a miracle. Thank you, Jesus.
oh,
I was like, oh my gosh.
That's what you were talking about.
I was like, Grammy, gotta love her. You can't,
Angelica, though, reminded me of a motivational speaker. I will say, girl, if you don't get into necessarily wanting to be opera all the time, blend the two.
I was gonna say,
with that. Because she
yeah.
was like, we have been breaking each other down, which we do for, I don't remember exact words, but it was almost like, again,
it's
that
generational
acceptance.
because if a grandmother did it, and
Yes.
mother, then now granddaughter. So it's generational.
Yes.
So yeah.
And she said we got to work on building each other up instead of putting each other down. And in that moment, I was like, preach, girl. Preach.
And Latrell was crying.
Yes.
I was like, look at her
was
crying.
super connected to this story.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's how she acts normally. I don't think Latrell, I'm making an assumption, but I wouldn't even expect that even with her own family or on the street, you would see her and she would be that like
open.
Yes, open and approachable. That dynamic was meant to be. I think we're gonna see something's gonna happen with these two. Like again, like maybe the whole like mates did, like Luke did with Stephanie, giving her the free for the rest of her life. But whatever it was, that dynamic was unstoppable.
Maybe Rachel and Dakota have the intel since they're at the cast watch party. They could tell us on social media, what's going on.
For sure.
But I definitely do see some opportunities for a number of the people here on this show. I'm interested to see what may happen next. If there's a next season.
Do we have a next season?
Because allegedly, I think our second episode, Dakota mentioned it that they were, but then it wasn't confirmed. I haven't seen anything.
Me neither.
I'm hoping that E does renew this. Like I said from the first show, this definitely I feel like is Khloé's Oprah moment. Once she gets more hands-on, like what you're saying.
And then once they hire a coach.
Yeah, maybe.
Into the program to just really encompass the holistic mental spirit type of nurturing. I really believe that, whether it's me or not, which it should be. But whether it's me or not, I think having that aspect of Khloé coming into the workouts, having the nutritionist, having the people work, and then having that spiritual, very much centering, let's make sure and teach you how to get your mind right and recreate and reframe those stories. That to me would be the start of what even life, everyone's everyday life, how this entire movement of wellness should be approached.
No, you're right. Yeah. And also, I would love for them to expand more on the healthy eating. But healthy eating, real food style. Like, yeah, real food stuff. And how do you do healthy eating when you have a sweet tooth? I would love to see some more stuff like that. Because every time they give advice, like I'm really like writing it down. I'm like in my head, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try that. And I'm always just trying to find ways, but I can't live on a diet. That's not going to happen.
What is your blood type? Do you know?
I think I am B.
Okay, dairy. So you're dairy. I'm B. And B is
dairy's
the only
good
one.
or dairy's bad?
That's what we're supposed to eat. Thank God. I'm B negative, and so we are able. Everyone else is not supposed to have dairy. You're not supposed to have dairy. They're not supposed to have like white toast and anything outside of like the chicken and the wheat and the grain. Blood type B. Chicken is bad for us because our blood can't break down like the sugars that are in chicken.
Really?
Wheat, same thing. We're not supposed to have wheat. So the one thing that we can eat without gaining weight is cheese and dairy.
Wow. Okay.
Yay for us. But
right,
that's the only thing that when I lost 27 pounds, the only thing that kept it off without me going to the gym was the blood type diet.
All
So
right.
I'm all about that food too, but it's just like I still ate chocolate. I still ate everything.
I'm going to try that, but I don't believe in taking out anything out my diet.
And you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Just be happy. We only have a few things left in life.
I'm a little too happy. I'm a little too happy. I mean, some other things to fill it in. No more bad foods. But yeah, and I also was thinking, we had mentioned this before about maybe other spin-offs like Revenge Body Brides, because we've had like, what, 3 brides on the show? 2 or 3 brides, right? So I think that'll be interesting.
I do too.
And maybe a celebrity revenge body?
Yeah, that would be great. I think that's on point. Look at you. Better write it down.
I know, you guys. Hire me, creative director. You know, I can come. Just pay me $10,000 and I'll walk away. I just give you ideas and I walk away. That's what I do.
That's great. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the coins. You know, Sally Mae's, you know, after me. Student loans, guys. Student loans.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Well, good.
So
So predictions. So what now?
That's it.
Is that it?
That's my what's now. My what's now is Khloé. We're gonna get you on the show a little bit more.
Yes.
We already know you know, open up, so you know that's not the thing. But we just want to see you working out and what your favorite workouts are. I don't know if she has to save it for her social media.
Yep, she might be under
'cause,
contract.
You know,
We don't know.
we know Mama Jenna makes sure everything's contract. But definitely let's see Revenge Body season 2, guys.
Yes.
You know, tweet us, Instagram us, hashtag us, let us know. We can continue this conversation online. So before we go, Heather, where can they find you?
As always, Twitter and Instagram at Heather Yerrid.
And I'm Michelle_Madison TV on Instagram. And you can also find me on the Twitter at MICH_Madison TV. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, on iCloud,
iTunes,
thingy.
everything.
I'm an Android. Don't judge me. I'm sorry. And thanks for joining us on the first season of Revenge Body with Khloé Kardashian. Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.